It's time. Clap now then.
Yes, indeed. Hey, Makoto.
Let's begin.
What's going on? There were only 15 of us.
Oh, no reason. Okay. First up is the case.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, you know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
No, it's wrong.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to with the way things had been damaged.
A struggle?
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka... She must have been attacked in the main room first. The killer followed her in.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at...
Sorry.
Okay.
Next is this. Wow. So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon!
So the killer used some random knife they had on her.
No, that's wrong! No. I do think...
Huh?
After the murder, we discovered that...
Which means that knife.
Oh, yeah. And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife. I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after.
Well, we can... So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon. But where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right?
He did it in secret. Nobody was in the dark.
No, that's wrong! Okay, wait.
Huh?
Remember what you were
I want to get some tape and
Just to be perfectly clear, and at any point while you were there,
You don't think so?
No, he definitely was.
the knife disappeared while Hina was. In other words,
Okay, what if the idiot swimmer girl and
Idiot swim. Oh, and more importantly, what?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the...
So you have each murder is allowed to have an
So in other words, two people...
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work?
good grief.
Oops.
anyway, I didn't go, so I'm not the.
Okay, so then Hina seems the obvious candidate. Whoa, no way!
Sure, I can.
That's right.
I hate to have
Me.
Right.
Oh, fuck off it.
Grab the knife.
Actually, no.
Just spit it out.
I stated Hina's.
I got so scared, which means
you stayed over.
we're not allowed to sleep, so...
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together?
But I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But if it wasn't either of you, then what other...
Actually, there is.
Oh, yeah, that's true!
Why didn't you say so?
Well, because... Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was...
I got it! Then, Sayaka is the one who took.
That's the only. And thinking back on it, when she came into the dining hall, as she left, she said she.
And the person who took the knife was the victim herself.
I'm sure.
So you're saying the knife she took was then taken from her. In that case, you may not have taken the knife.
What?
See?
No!
So, that's how you.
Hold on. It's because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then and until we unravel that,
Bewildering.
something was missing from the scene of the crime. You know what I'm talking about.
Hangman's Gambit.
Now I understand! That's right!
So,
Yes. Why would I need to get... It wouldn't be on you.
the reason all the hair was gone, that makes sense.
No. If that were the case, they...
Okay, then why would...
The killer got rid of it all, of course. To
Wait.
Precisely. It's simply beyond...
Are you sure we can decide something so...
No. There are other...
I would like to hear.
Do you remember anything Sayaka was attacked in the main room.
Yeah. Then they ran after.
And how did the killer get into the...
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer... There was clear evidence left.
I got it! Evidence that the killer had trouble getting in...
Huh? The doorknob.
The doorknob for my bathroom. See how the top part was on...
Oh, yeah, true.
In trying to bypass the law, this is another most bewildering...
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it,
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded. Hopefully that will help you understand. The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
at that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door, because Sayaka had locked it.
And finally, the culprit had Sayaka cornered.
To finish the job, they stabbed her with the kitchen knife.
It was you, wasn't it, Makoto? Admit it! We already know the answer.
The incident took place in Makoto's room. Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Shoot! The incident took place. Sayaka was first. She then fled into the...
Then the killer ran, and they got into the back. At that point, the killer...
Because Sayaka had locked it.
No, it's wrong! The reason my bathroom, after all, the girl...
Yes, now that...
Then why didn't you...
Because it was... Huh? My bathroom door doesn't fit. Monokuma over there can...
Yep. But you know, you're supposed...
So the reason the door didn't open was, but the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked.
Okay, but then why would everyone should have known?
The killer could easily make that mistake.
I got it! The killer must not have
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even...
And yet, he...
Say what?
Well, to be what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms. Which is what led to the misunderstanding of...
Then there would have been a lock on the door, and they would...
So they had no idea how an...
Ultimately, we can't know if it came over. The killer must have been considerably confused.
Regardless, it was a pointless act.
Definitely something I wouldn't do.
That is a definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be...
Then Makoto...
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I give up! Quit without saving!
But...
Well, why don't we just...
Majority rules?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here.
There's no... Oh, you don't gotta sound...
It's fine, it's fine.
Oh yeah, well... I was...
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't think so.
Then...
Negative! If you remember.
Fine. They could have knocked...
No.
Oh! Hello?
I got it! Because Sayaka was already... Knowing what she'd been...
What if her being scared...
Huh? Well, what the hell is that?
I know you don't want to consider it. I found a notepad during my... And these are the...
Oh man! When you write! When I saw that, I was like, holy crap!
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique. Oh, and I should also mention...
Huh?
Which means, only someone who...
Then either it was Makoto who lived there, or Sayaka who switched rooms...
Makoto. No, of course you didn't. Because... But what? The note was likely her way. She must have slipped...
You got an invitation.
Of course, I'm only into 2D, so it wouldn't have any effect on me.
But can we be sure anyone even got this note? And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened. Huh? Would you... Very well then. Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct? But in the note, the place they were asked to come to, it specifically says, my room. I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly. The room that Makoto was...
No, it's wrong! The nameplates on my...
They got...
That's right. The nameplates got switched, just like the... As a result, the name... And the nameplate on Makoto...
So what you're saying is...
Then...
It's plus, their rooms are right next to each other. And the one who switched the name...
Okay.
There's only one person who can switch nameplates. Me.
I got it! Me and Sayaka were so the only other person.
You can also infer. But why would she? She wanted someone to come to the room she was in.
What?
Inviting someone
To understand, we first need to understand that's where the answer.
What happened then? Whoever she invited... We figured it out!
But we still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot!
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous...
Yes.
Then...
That reminds me.
Oh yeah.
Sayaka seems pretty like.
How the hell could you pop?
I got it! All you have to do is take a good right there where her wrist is all swollen. It sure is. You barely have to touch. And there's someone.
I got it! Because she got...
I see.
All right, let... When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
And that's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But then the culprit put that in her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened. When the fighting broke out, the culprit grabbed the sword, and that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, that's wrong. Actually, no. Because the sword sheath. See? There's a gash.
Something sharp.
Stop jumping ahead!
If the sword was used first, if you were going to attack.
That's true. With the sheath on.
Okay, so
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, in that situation, there.
So you're saying this...
means whoever...
I think I get it! So the culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening. So she grabbed the sword to defend. Then, after they broke her wrist...
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all.
I got it! You're talking about her palm. The palms of her hands were perfectly clear.
How can you know that?
Like I said before, the gold coating on the. In fact, if you look, it's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got. There's really no way she could have.
Maybe she washed her hands.
Sorry.
Why do you say that?
No, that's not it at all. I got it! According to the Monokuma file, in other words, at night.
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower.
Oh my.
You're no different.
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult.
An insult, obvious.
So anyway, if Sayaka never touched this, the killer is the only... But hold on. If that's right...
Shoot! I got it! Sayaka? She.
But we already said.
The person with the knife attacked.
Then the one who...
Now do you understand?
No, far from it. She took the knife from the kitchen, and if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation...
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms. Maybe the route was so that she could pin the
Sayaka.
That would also explain she wanted to get whoever she had penned by committing the murder. But for that to work, if that's...
I don't know. I'm sure Sayaka realized...
Plus, a totally forgettable kid.
Wait, then...
But in the end, she launched her attack with the... That must be when her wrist got...
The tables were...
Just hold on! Because... Hey! You're being soup! Wouldn't it be awful if...
Oh, yeah.
Makoto, right now, if we can't
It's easy just to say, hey, decide who did it. But there just aren't any more clues, right?
No, it's wrong. There still might be one clue.
Dining.
The dying message. 1103.
Well, before we get... Can we really be sure?
I got it! Her left index finger had blood on it. Could only be because she used that finger.
I see. She broke her right wrist.
Sure. I think... What the heck do those numbers mean?
Hey, Chihiro.
No, that's not...
Of course.
Oh! No, it's just... Don't these first two, 1-1, look less like two numbers and more like one letter?
Isn't it E? And 0 looks like an O. 7, which is normally like this, which could be if you switch the numbers 180 degrees, you get Leo.
Ah, you're right. Looking at it now...
Whoa, you might be.
But even if that really is an N...
Rotate the image.
Oh my god.
Huh? So...
Here's my answer. The key to solving this if you turn the message, it becomes the letters L-E-O-N.
Yeah, I'd say turning it upside down and getting L-E-O.
L-E-O-N.
What the hell are you talking about? It's just a bunch of random...
No. She wrote that message on the wall in that position. She couldn't move, and when you look at it standing in front of, try it for yourself if you...
That sounds like one... I'm the killer?
If you're not the killer...
Huh?
You know what I'm talking about.
I got it! You mean...
Because the killer stabbed Sayaka, and to dispose of the shirt covered in the...
Like one piece burned.
And the killer didn't notice. Isn't that right?
What is one scrap of...
Yeah, I mean...
That's right! With just that one little charred piece, there's no way you can say for sure who it belonged.
You're right. That alone isn't enough.
But are you finally starting to understand?
Yeah. Got it! If you look closely at how...
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. You can't reach the incinerator without opening... And obviously, you need the key to get... So the killer had to be whoever was in charge. The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
Shoot!
The key to the trash room. Whoever was on cleaning duty must have had it, right?
So the only one who could get to the incinerator was the person in charge of the trash?
And you'd have to get close to the incinerator in order to...
No, that's wrong! Hold on.
But if you can't get past the gate...
Yes, you could.
What is it, some kind of glass ball?
Actually, it was supposed to be a crystal.
But how would...
I got it! The killer simply... All they had to do was hit that switch, and the incinerator would come to life.
Someone threw that...
Remember what you... Fumi had the key. Was because the killer was... Once they got in the incinerator going...
Hey, come on!
All you have to do is look at the scene. The shards are broken. If the killer had been on cleaning duty.
Wait, no!
But the distance from the gate to the pinpoint accuracy, could someone really...
That's right!
Difficult, absolute.
I got it!
Because the killer is the ultimate...
Do you have any idea how stupid you sound right now?
A target 30 feet away would surely be little chance.
You can't be serious! I'm not the kid! These goddamn shipper brains...
You still want Makoto. Go ahead and with that...
Listen to me!
Say what you want, Leon. Now here's what happened. The killer is... you! I think I bet... Last night, from what we can tell, she attacked them with... But then something grabbed the... during the struggle. And that's when she lost her grip on... finding herself... The killer went after her. What they didn't know was that my bathroom Sayaka knew about that. So instead, the killer forced the door open, took the kitchen, and stabbed. But with what strength she had to keep the killer... And with that... with Sayaka dead, first they took off their shirt. Then they took the lid. They wanted to make sure afterward. They tried to put the trash... So they the killer managed to throw the for any normal person, and that's because the crystal, which then put... Having to split, there was part of the shirt that the killer did. Isn't that right? It would appear that heroes, you went there to try and watch the seeing the ball.
So, Leon.
Do I hell yes I object! I mean, all of this is just a bunch of without evidence. It's all bull.
Well then, Makoto. When the killer removed the screws instead, they...
I refuse to acknowledge you! You're stupid! Stupid, stupid, stupid! Stupid, 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 stupid! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Stupid! You lie! Stop talking! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! Stupid! You lie! Shut up! Where's your proof? You kidding me? Not a chance! It wasn't me! Where's your proof?
This should prove it. The screws on the... I wonder what kind of...
I mean, it had... Oh, yeah.
That must be what he...
But the toolkit in my...
That's because the culprit didn't know it!
Only the boys got toolkit.
Okay.
Stupid, stupid!
It had to be there.
Stupid, 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 stupid!
Leon, would you... The screwdriver...
Stupid, stupid, stupid! Huh?
And if you say you used...
And let me say this, I lost it isn't an
Stupid! Stupid!
So...
Then it would seem...
Holy shit, all these. And farewell. I would record longer, but for the sake, but you get copyright if you record